Hey, this is Kathy Perry, corporate energy expert, helping you and your senior living teams power up so that engagement increases, resilience, productivity. And I hope that you keep watching along and subscribe to the channel because I've got lots of great resources for you. Well, you may have watched a recent video I did about what it looks like to be engaged, the 5 attributes of somebody who's engaged at work. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about those 5 attributes from the role of a leader. How do you, as a leader, manager, director, how do you help instill those 5 attributes in your team members so they stay engaged? Stay to the end. I'm going to give you a way that you can get some resources to help your teams and work on these types of engagement activities. So let's take a look at those 5 attributes of engaged employees. And then what is your role as that manager, team lead, director, that you can help them build those attributes? Well, the first one is loyalty. I know back in the day, I hear my parents talk about everyone was loyal to one company. Now we got people who job hop after a week, or, I talk to my kids who are in their 20s and longevity at a position is really just 2 or 3 years. And a lot of us don't understand that. And what is our role in helping our employees stay loyal? Well, some of the ways that you can help this is building trust, really allowing them to see who you are, who the organization is as a whole, what is the vision, and how do they fit into that vision. Nothing will let someone leave more quickly than if they feel they don't contribute or if their contributions aren't being acknowledged. There's a video on acknowledgement. I'd love for you to take a look at that one as well. So really helping them become a loyal employee, making sure they understand how much they are needed, because loyalty just doesn't happen overnight. They've got to understand that you trust them in the position, that you are going to be open to their, conversations around what they may not like. It's a two-way street to build that loyalty that engaged team members need. Well, the second attribute is that the employee demonstrates that they understand the vision of the organization. That helps keep them engaged. How can you help them do that? Well, if your organization has vision statements, that's awesome. But does your team have a vision statement? Do you talk about what would make you successful at whatever level that employee is? Maybe it's food service. Does the food service team have a vision? What does that look like? I help teams create these vision statements for different areas within the organization, but somebody has to understand where they fit in to that team vision and demonstrate how they are important for them to feel engaged. So help them by going over those visions for the team, plugging them in, saying, this is how you fit. This is why we can't do it without you. Really elevate the importance of their position. The third way that employees engage is to be committed to their teams, right? They feel bad if they call off because they know, the residents won't be served and someone else on the team's gonna have to cover for them. Or they don't leave a shift without their jobs done, right? But how can you help them understand the importance of their team? Well, this is just, team building one-on-one. And it kind of gets back to those issues I just talked about of loyalty and trust and transparency, but really helping them find their place on the team and understanding that the team doesn't work, without all the players. I've got this silly little video and it's like, the teamwork makes the dream work, right? And silly as it sounds, it's true. But you, in your role as a director, as a manager, as regional ops, whatever your role might be, is to really help your team see the importance of a strong, vital team. We all know we've been stretched. We all know we're losing people. We have retention issues. But when that team works, I've seen great examples of it. I was recently at a conference and three members of a team were like, oh yeah, we're like family. We do things together. We come to each other's houses. I know that might be asking a lot, but ask your team members questions about their families. Really begin to build that rapport so it doesn't just feel like, I'm going to work. The next attribute is understanding that clear communication of expectations. Well, there's other videos about how to manage expectations, but this is so critical to keeping team members engaged. When they understand and the expectation for their role is communicated, they will try to reach the expectation. But unfortunately, we don't all do the best at communicating our expectations. Right, a job description is one thing, and you might hear, I wasn't in my job description. Not everything is going to be in that job description. You're going to have to let your team members know that. There are certain things that you just expect for that member to be successful on the team. But they can't read your mind. So you're going to have to communicate those expectations. If you have an expectation, about how they treat other team members, maybe it's about gossip, that very well might not be in their job description. So it's up to you to communicate. On this team, we don't communicate, or we don't gossip about one another at lunch breaks. We don't take shots at other people on the team. That is an expectation. And the expectation you can expect from me is I won't do that for you. So clearly communicating what the expectations are. So there's not this ambiguity of where does this team member fit in? That helps build engagement. And then my final attribute of an engaged employee has to be with how they interact and how they hold up their relationships with residents. Now, you might be, again, whoever's watching this, you might be at a director level, you might be at a regional ops level, you might be corporate, or you might be right there in the trenches on the front line. But at every level, because senior living is about those relationships, it's important that your direct reports see your healthy relationship with residents. I am divorced and remarried, and we are a blended family. And I said to my husband back when we were dating, I said, because our kids have gone through a divorce and they've seen a relationship not work, it is so important that we mirror healthy a healthy relationship for our kids to see. And it's worked beautifully. We've been together 10 years. Our oldest just got married. We had a lot of discussion around healthy relationships, but we were able to mirror that. And that's at every level in senior living what managers need to do. Develop those relationships with the residents, healthy relationships, and let your employees see what that looks like. Some of them, they might be natural caregivers and they might be wonderful with residents, but just that relationship that's important on a professional level, they're looking to you. How does it work? What's the best way to interact? What's okay to say? What's not okay? So engaging in that way really helps your team members feel a part of this bigger vision and this bigger mission. So I hope that those ideas have given you some insights on how to help build that engagement. It's a fuzzy little topic and one that, how do you do it? It's not measured like some of our financials or our marketing goals. This one's a little more difficult. But if we just start working on what does it feel like to be a part of a team and to fully engage using some of those tips and tactics I just showed you, hopefully you keep those people longer and that they perform and engage and have that level of professionalism that you expect on your team. Now, check in the links in the description because there's ways that you can get some of the resources that can help build up your teams. So, this is Kathy Perry, corporate energy expert, helping you and your teams stay engaged, resilient, and serving the people who you need to serve. Thank you so much for watching.